All right, the court will call 112514, State of Texas versus Tiffany Elaine Kennedy. Ms. Kennedy is present with her attorney, Mr. Jim Sharon Bearden Jr. State is also present. We are conducting the hearing remotely using Zoom video conferencing. We are also streaming live on the court's YouTube channel. There's to be no recording of this proceeding. Ms. Kennedy, if you'll just raise your right hand, I'll swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, Mr. Bearden, at this time, does Ms. Kennedy waive the arraignment and the reading of the information?
She does, Your Honor.
Ms. Kennedy, to start with, you are entitled to a trial by jury in this case, but at this time, have you decided you want to give up that right to a
Yes.
jury trial?
Yes, I have.
All right, now to this charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense, how do you plead, ma'am?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty to this charge because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes,
Are you making that plea of your own free will?
I am. Yes.
Your Honor,
I'll move on now. I have before me States Exhibits 1 and 2. Yes.
Your Honor, I don't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to, for the record, clarify that the state is proceeding without the enhancement paragraph.
All right, I need to go into that. Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, that wasn't, I didn't catch that because it wasn't written down in State's Exhibit number 2. So with y'all's permission, I will check off the first box saying prosecution for the lesser. The second box, prosecution for the lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated. I'll say DWI, first offense. Any objection to that?
No objection.
And so the state wishes to abandon the last paragraph that starts with "and it is further presented" and ends with 0.15 or more.
Yes, sir.
Any objection, Mr. Bearden?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I have crossed that out and noted the abandonment. So I'll just ask you that one more time, Ms. Kennedy, to this lesser included charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense. How do you plead?
Guilty.
All right. All right, now I have States Exhibits 1 and 2. Does the state offer those?
Yes, sir, we do, Your Honor.
No objection.
Thank you both. The court will admit States Exhibits 1 and 2. Ms. Kennedy, the exhibits, that's the paperwork that you went over earlier with Mr. Bearden. Get it all together here. Now, in that paperwork, did you understand the range of punishment that you faced?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand all of the rights that you were giving up?
Yes, sir.
And last but not least, did you understand everything in the paperwork after you had plenty of time to go over it with Mr. Bearden?
Yes, sir.
Based then, Ms. Kennedy, upon your plea and upon the evidence, the court will find you guilty of this lesser included offense of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I will now follow the plea agreement and set punishment at 180 days confinement in the Orange County Jail. That confinement, however, will be suspended, and instead you'll be placed on probation for a term of 12 months. Now, along with that, let's see. There's a fine of $1,000. The court costs are going to be $460, and there are probation fees that add up to $60 per month. There may be a couple of other funds or program fees that add up to $100, and there are a couple of classes that you have to take, and there may be a fee for those. Before I get to all that, though, Ms. Kennedy, this is a plea agreement, as I said a moment ago, that I did go along with. And so that means you have no right to appeal in this case. You understand that, ma'am?
Understood. Yes, sir.
Now, moving on to the probation conditions, have you gone over those with Mr. Bearden?
Yes, sir, I have.
Any questions about any of those, Ms. Kennedy?
No, sir.
You know the way it works. You're on probation for 12 months, for a year. You successfully complete that, and at the end of a year's time, you'll be finished with probation. No more reporting, no more conditions. The downside, though, is that if the state were to prove that you violated just any one of these conditions, may have nothing to do with DWI, but any violation could mean your probation could be revoked, and you could face up to 180 days at the same as 6 months in the county jail. So you understand the good and the bad, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right. After we're done, or after you're done with Mr. Bearden, we'll have you go next door to the probation department. You'll sit down with them. They'll go over these conditions with you one more time. They'll set up your reporting schedule. And then finally, you'll get a copy of that probation order to keep with you.
Okay.
Any questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
Anything else you can think of, Mr. Bearden?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Humbles?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that'll do it then. Best of luck to you, Ms. Kennedy.
Thank you.
All right, we will be in recess. I
Judge,
think we've got Mr. Crenshaw ready for the next matter.
okay, Judge, I also have a pretrial diversion this morning on a Terry Stark. Do you want me to just stand by?
Let's see. Yeah, because I don't, I need to go over the agreement and the contract with her and everything.
Your Honor, quite frankly,
Yeah.
I'm a little,
That's usually how we do it, but I don't have that before me. I know we're doing that with Mr. Crenshaw's client, and I've got all that right here. But I don't have anything for Ms. Stark's case. Y'all have that ready to go?
I think it was sent to you, Your Honor. It was sent to Jim Sharon Bearden. He sent it to both me and Juanita yesterday.
All right, let me check with Juanita very quickly.
you're good. You go to probation.
We'll do that if I can get it.
Mhm.
Tell them about the incentive program. Okay. You're welcome. You just go out that side door and just walk right over there.
Start too. Oh, it's in here, okay. Thank you very much. It's a snake. I didn't realize we had two.
Hey, buddy.
Okay, I've got it then. Tell you what, give me just a second. Let me sign the probation papers here.
You keep these. These are yours.
All right, we are ready for Ms. Stark. We will go on the record then. Court this time will call 112588, State of Texas versus Terry Elizabeth Stark. Ms. Stark is present. She is with her attorney, Mr. Jim Sharon Bearden. The state is also present. We are conducting this hearing, if you want to call it that, remotely using Zoom video conferencing. We are also streaming live as required on the court's YouTube channel. There's to be no recording of this proceeding. And Ms. Stark, if I can just get you to raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, I'm gonna sum this up very quickly, Ms. Stark, kind of in my own words, and then I'm gonna go through the agreement and the contract word for word, just to get on the record that you understand.
Okay.
First of all, you abide by the agreement, you follow the rules, you do what you're supposed to do, and you'll come out of this with no conviction for this DWI offense on your record. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Huge upside. The downside's bad too, though, because to get this agreement, you basically have to give away the farm. And if you mess it up, they basically got you right where they want you, and you will have admitted to everything, and so you probably wind up with a conviction for this offense. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes, sir, Mr. Humbles?
Just wanted to get a small little tidbit, Your Honor. Can we put on, are we on the record?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we put on the record that her start date says March 29th, 2021? Can we change that to saying April 16th, 2021?
Yes, that's just the wrong date. Any objection to that, Mr. Bearden?
No, not at all, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for catching that.
And also, Your Honor, on page 4 of 5 on that
Okay,
agreement.
hang on just a
also-
second.
Okay.
Okay, page 4 of 5.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we've got the start date. I'll change that again in number 5.
Sorry.
All right, is it there in any other spots?
As far as I know of, no, sir, Your Honor.
All right, so this is just a formality, Ms. Stark. I'll go over this with you word for word. Not really word for word, I'll paraphrase some of it, but just make sure you understand. So we'll start with the agreement. As Mr. Humbles just said, it will start today. It'll be for a period of 9 months. And then we'll start with this. The DA's office agrees to withhold prosecution under these following terms and conditions, and you agree to comply with those terms and conditions. Number 1, in return for your successful completion of this, what we call term of supervision, the DA's office agrees to dismiss the charge filed in this case. If you fail to comply with all of the terms and conditions of this agreement, you will be prosecuted, and you agree that all statements contained within the agreement can and will be used as evidence against you. You understand that, Ms. Stark?
Yes, sir.
And I'll just ask if you understand after each of these.
Okay.
Number 2, that you agree that the DA's office will determine whether a violation of the terms and conditions of this supervision has occurred. You give up and waive all rights to a hearing to determine the nature or extent of a violation. You agree to abide by and accept the decision of the DA's office regarding a violation of this agreement, and you acknowledge that their decision cannot be appealed or contested in any way. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the strange part of that for me, Ms. Stark, is I am not involved in this situation at all. I'm completely left standing on the side, and the DA's office, for all intents and purposes, serve as the judge and jury for whether or not you've followed the rules in this agreement. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Again, that's a little strange for me. I'm not used to being in that position. All right, then number 3, you may apply for expunction after a successful completion of the terms of supervision and the dismissal of the charge. You agree that the DA's office is exempt from any expunction order, and they may keep a record of the file in this case as well as this agreement. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, couple of constitutional rights you're giving up. One of them is your right to a trial by jury in this case. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
One of them is a speedy trial because, you know, things are basically going to get bumped for the time that you're on this term of supervision. You understand that?
Yes.
And then you agree that you give up the right to argue that the prosecution of this case is barred or prohibited by the statute of limitations. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Then after that is an assertion of fact by you. You state your name, you say that you're charged with driving while intoxicated, and then you admit that on April 13th, 2019, in Texas, that you did and there operate a motor vehicle in a public place when you were intoxicated. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Basically confessing to the offense you've been charged with.
Yes.
Then a few other things they say here, that you say, I should say, that you agree with. You have never been convicted of any offense. You have never been granted probation or deferred adjudication before. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've never been charged or adjudicated as a juvenile before. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've never been before placed in any type of pretrial diversion program like this one. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you say, finally, this kind of sums it all up. You stipulate and admit that the evidence and testimony offered against you would prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the allegations of driving while intoxicated in this information are true and correct. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think. Yeah, and then Mr. Bearden has signed under his assertions, and Mr. Umbles has signed under his agreement. So then that brings us to the terms and conditions of what we call supervision. There are 15 of them, and I'll go through these one by one. And actually, the first two are pretty easy because you've already made those payments. That's correct, isn't it, Mr. Umbles?
I got them here.
No, she has the payments with her, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So yeah, in number one, then you agree that you'll pay a $500 payment. And then in number two, you agree that you'll pay a payment of $540. That's all for a total of $1,040. And you'll do that just as soon as we're done here, right, Ms. Stark?
Yes.
Okay. Then number three, commit no offense against the laws of the state of Texas, any other state, or the United States. You understand that one?
Yes, sir.
Number four, avoid injurious habits along with persons or places of disreputable or harmful character as determined by, and it says the Orange County Community Supervision and Corrections Department. I'll just refer to them as the probation department. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Injurious habits, that's kind of vague. I think we probably do that every day if we eat too much butter on our toast. That could be an injurious habit, but just, you kind of know what that means, right, Ms. Stark?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then number five, report to a representative with the probation department in person as directed by them throughout the term of the contract beginning today. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Permit your pretrial diversion program officer to visit you at your home or elsewhere. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number seven, work faithfully at suitable employment as far as possible. And you've got a job or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Number eight, remain within the limits of the state of Texas unless given permission to leave by the probation department. You have permission to travel within Texas. So if you're going to go to Vinton or Sulphur or Lake Charles or elsewhere, just let them know. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the way Interstate 10 is, nobody wants to go that way anymore. So number eight, or number nine rather, you cannot use or consume alcoholic beverages or any illegal or prohibited controlled substances. Stay out of places where the primary business is the sale and consumption of alcohol on the premises. In other words, stay out of bars and places of that nature, and no alcohol, no prohibited substances. So you understand that, Ms. Stark?
Yes, sir.
And this kind of goes along with that. Number 10, you shall not consume any alcoholic beverages during this contract, the term of this contract. Kind of the same thing. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number 11, you will submit to drug screening and make a payment of up to $25 for the purposes of determining whether or not you were under the influence of alcohol, narcotic drugs, marijuana, or any impairing substance, if requested to do so by the probation department. Detection of any controlled substance or alcohol shall be a violation of this contract and can be grounds for cancellation and future prosecution. Your refusal to comply with such an order, or if you turn in a false or tampered sample, that will be counted as a failure. Breath test or blood test refusals are not allowed under the terms of this contract. So you understand that, Ms. Stark?
Yes.
All right, 4 more. We're just about done. Number 12, complete the DWI education program as directed by the probation department. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number 3, complete the victim impact panel as directed by the probation department. Understand that?
Yes, sir.
Possess, number 14, possess a valid insurance or a valid driver's license and insurance on any vehicle driven. And submit proof to any probation department employee making a request. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And finally, number 15, submit to a substance abuse evaluation administered by the probation department. If indicated by the results, submit to counseling and treatment as recommended and provide proof of successful completion. So you understand that, Ms. Stark?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Ms. Stark, I think that sums it all up. Just to kind of repeat what I'm sure Mr. Bearden has already told you, he's got you a great deal here. You've got a wonderful opportunity to take what happened to you and basically wipe the slate clean. And I hope very sincerely that you take advantage of that opportunity. In other words, don't screw up all the good work that Mr. Bearden has done for you, okay?
Don't worry, I won't. Thank
All
you.
right. All right, well, best of luck to you then, Ms. Stark. Anything else you can think of, Mr. Bearden?
No, Your Honor. I'm gonna send her directly over to make these, she's got the payments in the certified funds as directed, and I'm gonna send her to I believe she pays the 500 to the county clerk.
How's that work, Mr. Humbles? I'm not quite sure.
Go to the county clerk's office to pay the 500 and just tell them that you're doing it for a pretrial diversion and whatnot. And also if you can bring them that contract with you as well, so you can give them extra proof. And then you'll pay the 540 to the probation department when you go see them.
Okay, so there's nothing for me to sign, but we'll call the clerk's office, let them know Ms. Stark is coming, and then we'll also email a copy to the probation department. Also let them know Ms. Stark is on her way.
Okay.
All right, we'll be in recess then. Good luck, Ms. Stark.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, give me 1 second, we'll get that done. Take care, Mr. Bearden.
Thanks.
Kim, if judge comes back in the next 2 minutes, tell him I stepped away for like 3 seconds.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I sent it all. Well, yeah, I just called the clerk's office and let them know she's on her way.
Okay.
It'll be thrown for all those days. And then we'll have Mr. Grimshaw's person. After that, yeah.
She's already paid.
Okay, yeah. This Stark is not paid.
You said 260, Judge?
The 500 to clerk's office and then 540
500, y'all, and then 540 to probation. It's on that, pretrial diversion. E 112160.